Communication is a very important part of our life, right? Without communication, we cannot live, even for a single day. Whatever we speak, 90% of that, even if you don't speak, you can manage easy. Right? Have you ever noticed how much you speak from morning to evening with your family, with your kids, with your friends, with your colleagues, with your boss, or with whomever it is? Whatever you speak, 90% of it is unuseful. It is of no use. We just speak because we just want to spend some time with that person. We just want to communicate and we just communicate. 90% of whatever we speak from morning to evening, if you just give little attention to it, you will realize that if I have not spoken these words, I could have easily managed. Or these things, whatever I have spoken, were not that important. I remember one incident from Albert Einstein's life. He spoke for the first time when he was 4 years old. And he was given a soup. It's a story from Albert Einstein's life. He was given a hot soup to drink. And that soup was really too hot. And when he drank it, it burned his mouth. And it is first time at that point, he said that soup is too hot. For the first time, he spoke so long sentence, soup is so hot. And that is the time when his parents actually realized he can actually speak. Then they asked, why didn't you speak for so long? 4 years. Till 4 years, he did not speak anything. And his answer was, Albert Einstein's answer was, he says that I didn't speak anything before because I did not have any problem in this house before this. And just imagine. And that is why he became genius, because he was, preserving his energy. And because he was preserving his energy, he became that genius. And this topic came only because I am speaking in English and you people were asking to speak me in Kannada. I just wanted to tell you that the communication happens at 4 different levels. The first level of communication is known in the yogic text as Vaikhari. Vaikhari means these words, through words whatever we communicate. And this is the lowest form of communication. Try to understand this very carefully. Okay? Vaikhari or words is the very lowest form of communication. It is because through words, many times you cannot communicate or you cannot convey the message, what message you actually want to give to others. And it is because of these words, the whole circus of this world is happening. All the political parties fight for a single sentence or single word. It is just because those words can be misused, misinterpreted, anyhow, anyway. In this world, there are more than 4,000 different religions. And all these religions have come in picture only and only because of the misinterpretation of the books, of the scriptures, of the masters, what they spoke. That whatever they spoke, it was all in the words. And whatever they spoke, either it was written on the books, again the words, and all these words are understood by different people in a different way. And however a person understands these language or these words, they create their own way, their own path. And like that, today we have more than 4,000 plus religions in the world. Can you just imagine? We are all human beings. We are all same, created by same God, same energy or same whatever you call it. But we have different religions, different way of worshipping the God, different ways of living the life, different ways of doing all the things. Have you ever thought why so many things? It is just the misinterpretation of the words spoken or written by masters. And that is what is known as Vaikhari. And that is why this is the poorest thing to communicate or convey any message in the world. And second comes is Vaikhari, Madhyama, Madhyama is communication through mind to mind communication. Mind to mind communication is you do not actually speak the words, but you understand the way that person speaks the words. That is known as Madhyama. Madhyama means with words, you also understand the feeling with that words. It's just like when I say I love you. Now the sentence is same, I love you. That sentence can be used for your wife. It can be used for your girlfriend. It can also be used for your mom. It can also be used for your sister. It can also be used for your daughter. It can also be used for your husband or father or brother or friend or whomever it is. Guru or Shishya or whatever. Right? The sentence is I love you. But with whom we are speaking these words creates difference. Right? किसके साथ या किसको हम I love you बोलते हैं वो पूरा डिफरेंस क्रिएट कर देता है सब बोर्ड में क्या तो डिफरेंट आगे बढ़ते है ना. So when you're saying I love you to your wife or your premika or lover, that gives a completely different meaning. And the same I love you when you're saying to your parents or your children, it gives you altogether a different meaning. When the same I love you when you tell to your guru or your guru tells to his student, Shishya, it creates altogether a different meaning. Right? In the same way, whatever we communicate, whatever we speak, whatever words we have, with that word, you have some feeling attached to it. And that feeling is communicated from mind to mind. That is known as Madhyama in the scriptures. So Madhyama is you do not only hear the words, but you also understand the meaning or the feeling or the bhavana connected with that word. What that person is actually communicating to you. And when you understand, when you go to that level of communication, you are communicating at the Madhyama. Right? And the next level is Pashyanti. Pashyanti means, the word Pashyanti means to see. There, you don't only communicate through the words, you not only understand the mind, but you also understand the silence. Even if no word is spoken, there is again a story in Buddha's life. A genius or a scholar comes to Buddha and he sits in front of him. Buddha is sitting here, that person is sitting there. That person closes his eyes for a moment. Buddha also closes his eyes for a moment. They both open their eyes and this person says, I'll take your leave, and goes. And these disciples of Buddha were standing there and they asked, Buddha, what is this? This person comes to you, he just sits in front of you and he just went. You did not communicate anything with him. And Buddha says, we communicated everything. And they were all surprised. What? You communicated everything, you did not utter a single word. Buddha says, of course, we did not utter a single word. But you asked, you did not communicate. And I said, we communicated actually. There were no words because words were not needed there. He understood what I wanted to say in my silence, and I also understood what he wanted to say in his silence. And that is the power of Pashyanti. When you communicate at the level of Pashyanti, you not only understand the words, you not only understand the feeling, but you also understand the silence of that person. And many times this happens in our day-to-day life also. When your loved one, when you love someone very, very much, you generally understand their silence also. If that person is silent, not speaking anything, you'll understand what that person actually want to communicate or what that person is going through in his life. Right? So, communication at third level is Pashyanti, where you not only communicate with the words, feelings, but also you understand the silence. And the last level of communication is known as Paravani. Paravani is the Vani, or the voice of God. Now that voice of God is again the voice of silence, where you don't have words, you don't even have the feelings, you don't even see anything, but you understand everything. You just know everything. The moment you see something, you know everything about that person. Is the communication with the Paravani. So the communication happens at 4 levels: Vaikhari, Madhyama, Pashyanti, and Paravani. Paravani is the last stage where you just know everything without using a single word, without using even your mind or brain, without using even the state of seeing something and understanding. But complete silence and you understand everything about that. So that is the Paravani. And actually, the next level of Vaikari are needed to communicate with anybody. Because through words, when we speak, as I told you, these words have been creating so much of havoc in the world. A lot of nuisance, a lot of not required things are happening in the world only and only because of words. So if you practice silence and understanding everything in the silence, you will realize that most of the time the words what you're using, what you're speaking, if you don't even speak those words, nothing will happen. And you can preserve that energy and you can utilize that energy for something else in your life.